Hello, everyone. We are live. I'm Xane Daniel. I'm a Hathor energy healer, and I am the founder and the director of the Higher Self Expo. And I'm so pleased to have with me today Geraldine Orozco. Hi, Geraldine.
Hi, so happy to be here.
And so we'll be letting you introduce yourself in just a second. I always give a little bit of backstory so that people know what the heck is this thing anyway. The Higher Self Expo is an online only metaphysical conference. Our very second event will be coming up September 12th and 13th. And I'm excited because this one has a theme, and our theme is envisioning our 5D society. And if we break down that, we say envisioning. Okay, that means that we're manifesting. We are creating what we want to see in our society as we move forward. And of course, there's still the 4D that we have to completely go through, and that's not completely done yet by any means. But what's great about it is that all the different speakers, the light workers, the healers, the channels, and the people that are working on moving us into the 4D are all a big part of that process. And so for you, the listener, the ideal situation is that you receive some of the healing that you need, because we're going to be doing mass healings. We are going to be giving you information through channeling and through our astrologist. And then you're going to be able to see kind of some of the things that we're doing on a day-to-day basis to improve our society. So I'm super excited about this 22 speaker 2-day event. And I'm extremely pleased that we have with us Geraldine Orozco. And so, Geraldine, I know many people know all about you, but I would love for you to go ahead and introduce yourself for some of our audience who may not.
Absolutely. First of all, I have to say thank you to Xane. Xane is an incredible person. I'm so proud to be a part of this conference. This conference is incredible. It really speaks to what's needed now, which is that connection to the higher self, how to embody that. So my name is Geraldine Orozco. I'm the owner of Bay Area Meditation here in San Francisco. And I teach corporate meditation. I'm also a certified hypnotherapist, and I do quantum energy healing, pranic energy healing. I do mindfulness work, training and certification in that. I'm also a Qigong master, and I teach meditation, all kinds of modalities of meditation. So my work basically began years ago when I started and I funded Bay Area Meditation, just bringing people together to understand the power, the transformative power of meditation and connecting that mind-body connection. And it's what really transformed my life from starting my business into a very successful business, and then throwing all that away, selling all of that to completely change my life into what it is today. And in 2013, after a contact experience, I activated psychic abilities to see the multidimensional body, to see cords, entities, attachments, the auric field, Akashic records, everything in the multidimensional body, and it kind of just ripped open the veil in which I was able to kind of work with people on a level that I never thought was possible. And so that's when things started to change. And now I dedicate myself to speaking about interdimensional contact, and more importantly, helping people really embody that higher self, that next, the highest expression of themselves, and get to know how to work with their multidimensional body. So
That's amazing. Yay. All
yeah.
right. And so, you and I are very similar. We both came from the corporate world. I was a producer in the video game industry for 20 years. And so we understand, you and I, especially, and many of our audience too, understands the challenge of awakening in that environment, because that environment is a very selfish environment. It's a very competitive environment. So what do you think that you kind of got from that experience moving over into now your pure higher self, higher light experience?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I was just thinking about this the other day because I was kind of going back to the days when I was in the corporate world. And I remember being in this very competitive, constantly competitive environment. And, you know, it's like the body kind of goes into this constant state of resistance because you're protecting yourself, you're protecting your job, your name, and it's everyone is doing the same thing. And it creates such toxicity, you know, inside out. And I
Right.
was thinking, you know, how was I able to navigate that? And I remember that if it wasn't for the tools that I learned about owning my energetic space, making sure that I'm always creating boundaries, cutting energetic cords with even my clients that I work with, to create neutrality, and using my intention as a creator in order to set the intention for meetings, for interaction with my boss, my colleagues. I was actively utilizing these tools that really transformed the way that I was, you know, experiencing my work. And I remember coming into the job, you know, I was kind of not sure how to implement those because, you know, we have this kind of disassociation between the spirit self and the physical self. And a lot of times the biggest challenge is learning how to integrate those two selves. It's like, I don't have time to meditate. How can I be bringing that self in?
Right.
And, you know, I guess what you learn is that meditation is a state of being. It's who we need to become. We need to become awareness. And it's that awareness that kind of guides us to transforming those very resisting and difficult situations into a creative experience, almost an artistic creation, an expression of yourself as you're moving along. You're meeting with clients, and it just kind of shifts the way that you really create, you know, walk through your life in general. So for me, that was really huge. And even if it was meditating 10 minutes in my break, you know, just to kind of regroup, get back together, check in with my body, what do I need? And then going out, it changed my performance. I mean, my sales were really high, you know, and everything I was doing was just in alignment, you know. Also, you're tapping into magic. It's like you tap into meeting and bringing the clients that are in alignment, that need you, instead of creating chaotic situations with clients that are not in alignment with you, for example, because
Right.
that does happen too.
Yeah.
So it's just working with yourself as a creator.
Yeah. Perfect. Beautiful. And I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm excited to hear what you're going to be speaking about at the expo. So why don't you share with us your topic and your activations or healing or whatever it is that you're planning on doing.
Yeah. So it's really interesting. One of the powerful things, and just to segue on the topic that we were just talking about, how to embody that higher self, you know, this is what it's about. One of the things that I received as a message at the beginning of this year was, this is going to be a year of embodying, like literally bringing into the physical all of the wisdom, all the lesson, all the things that you've learned throughout your life that we know are concepts. Now we need to embody them. And the same thing is happening for the alternate aspect of that. Our experience as souls in this physical body is becoming more physical in a sense. There is an opportunity to embody karmic, repetitive patterns that are being surfaced, you know, through our experiences. And so sometimes people feel that things are getting harder and tougher. And collectively, we've literally chosen as souls, as one whole organism, to experience this time right now, in which it's a major transformation. We're pulling away from old ways of thinking, of creating, of holding society, and we're needing now to have to rebuild that, reestablish, redefine what society is, what family is, what being a human is. And so that's the kind of education, and where, you know, my work comes in, is to, we need to become acquainted with the multidimensionality, our multidimensional self. And the thing is that the human body is one of the most advanced biotechnologies in this matrix multiverse. And it's our time to be able to begin to activate those parts of us. We're not just activating our psychic abilities, we're literally activating DNA within the body, which is happening collectively. It's happening collectively as we are evolving, you know, through this time. So what we're going to talk about is, we're going to be talking about the embodiment of those tools, practicing those tools, and how the intuition is key to creating health in the body, to understanding how to navigate deception, which is a natural expression of when we're going through these these transitory points, right? We begin to split, right? Because we're experiencing polarity right now. And so how do we find ourselves amongst that polarity? So it's a matter of coming back into that centered self and really owning the higher self, embodying it, opening up the aspects of ourselves that can allow that to come in, that wisdom. So we're going to be talking about how that's affecting our world right now. And there's many layers to the multidimensional body. There's aspects of the multidimensional body that are connected to artificial intelligence. We can get even implants, entities, attachments. So what's our relationship with that? And how much, what part do we play in creating those exchanges and those interactions? So we want to really become familiar with that so that we can take back our awareness. And ultimately, as a sovereign soul, a human that is an individual, but as connected to a whole, it's an expression of a whole. How do we learn to embody that in our families, in our partnerships with our children, with our work, with our careers, and as a community? Because right now we're moving into a unity consciousness. All of these walls are beginning to tear down so that we can come into this one self, one organism. So let's learn how to see things from that one organism. That's kind of what we want to try to achieve. And that trickles down to everything, where you're putting your money, the financial institutions, education, the food industry, your healthcare, all of that is affected by these shifts and changes. So we're kind of just providing information and support how to get there. That's the next step. That's the whole point.
Yes. All right. That sounds fantastic. I can't wait to watch the whole thing. And then we'll probably head off here in a minute or two. But at the bottom of the screen here, you have your web address, GeraldineOrozco.com. Even though it's cut off, it's COM, of course. So what would happen if somebody went to that website? What would they find?
Yeah, please come over. I host DNA reprogramming sessions. So if you want to get a DNA reprogramming with me, you can schedule that with me. I also have some incredible online courses that are just launching in September. Also, you're going to be able to get meditations. I have a YouTube channel that you guys can connect to that, Geraldine Orozco. And I have a lot of really awesome free content on there, as well as my transmissions through hypnosis with a lot of really valuable information, especially about what's happening right now. So if you guys want to check that out, feel free to check out the website.
Yay. I think they should. I definitely think they should. And then, of course, if you haven't already registered, then I would highly suggest that you register at higherselfexpo.com. It's been great and fun because we're sending out an email every day between now and the expo itself so that you can learn more about the speakers and see these interviews in case you missed them. So we thank you very much for doing that and participating and supporting us. This is a free event. We do ask for donations to help pay the modest cost. And so if you can contribute to that, that would be huge for us, because even though this is less work and less money than doing an on-location event, there still are expenses and there's still plenty of time that gets spent. So we appreciate that very much. All right, Geraldine. Thank you so much for appearing with us today. And thank you so much for appearing in the expo. We're so excited to have you and to see you in just 2 weeks. I think it's coming fast.
I know. It's so exciting. And I'm so proud to be a part of this. So thank you, Xane. I know you're doing so much work. You're putting so much work into this. So thanks for everything you're doing. Sign up, guys. I really hope to see you there. And much love. See you soon.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.